And there I was. And I met a beautiful woman, the mother of my children, to come. And I lived with her for 15 years and we had 4 children. Their eyes, those windows to the soul, and she was alive. She was so alive and so sensitive. And she became touched by, I don't know, society, the stress, because depression came in. She became psychotic, different personalities. Such a beautiful woman, so open, the mother of my kids, my love. 15 years later, she jumped from an 8th story down. I didn't see it coming, but I saw the declining line of life getting out of her control. There I was, alone with 4 kids. This is life beyond tears. I was hopeless, powerless, couldn't do anything. But I always had this deep, strange feeling there is something more and I don't know what it is. And it's not in words, it's a feeling. It's a craving from the inside, from the soul, from survival. But it got into me like a flash. And I had to go on this path to show the world that we don't need to be powerless in the face of death, in the face of darkness, depression, fear, trauma, PTSD, bipolar, schizophrenia. It wasn't that I was looking for it. I just wanted the answers of life. Like it is a birthright to know why you're here on this planet, why you're here as a father of children, to bring purpose and sense. That is a simple birthright. And it is being torpedoed and bombarded by all kinds of things, and confusion sets in. No, this was too much. This was the emotion torn in my heart to be healed, not only to become aware how to do that and to take away the darkness for those to come. That was my journey. So how to begin? The only thing I had was my instinct, my intuition. That's the way it started. So, what do? You do 26 world records.
That first minute in ice cold water is the most dangerous.
You go climb Mount Everest in your shorts.
That would kill most people.
You swim under the ice and lose the way, and you don't know where you are, and it's frozen, and you don't know. And you go, and you survive. I was able to stay for 5 to 7 minutes every time under the ice. And the only thing I heard down there was and silence. A awareness deep inside which we have lost. Silence is powerful. Silence is dense. It's what I found there. I just wanted to feel good. I just wanted to feel connected. I showed them. But still, the cynicism and the mockeries, not only with the scientists, the whole world. This mockery, if it happens 30 years, 35 years, like decades, that really gets into you. But I learned, I just feel good. So I just follow my feeling. 26 world records later, hey, what I can do, anybody can do. It's not about becoming Superman or Superwoman or like these archetypes. It's becoming you yourself and superior to what we have learned. They did an experiment on me with the vagus nerve, and to see if I was able, compared to all those who weren't. And yes, I showed complete control over the vagus nerve. which is dealing with all the organs on an autonomic nervous system level. And and that means if you have influence therein, you have influence on inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of any disease. But he is the Iceman. We cannot deal with it. He is an exception that confirms the rule. And I said, no. What I can do, you can do too. And finally, they said, okay, let's do a comparative study. How much time do we need to teach people to get a little bit to the results you have produced in laboratory setting? It took me 4 days to bring people in freezing temperatures without former experience on mountains. Go down, 4 days later, we had endotoxemia, everybody doing it, and 100% score. Within a quarter of an hour, they could suppress it, and compared to 16,000 others, they had a complete different outcome. That changed the medical books, that the autonomous nervous system, the innate immune system, endocrine system can be deeply influenced at will. We have shown that, because it was my wife, and I was hopeless then. I couldn't deal with psychosis and with depression and all. Now I'm so far that nature has provided me with all the insights and answers. And I brought it to brain scans, how to tackle bipolar depression, how to take over the power of the brain, inside the brain, to deal with that, what causes bipolar depression, inflammation in the brain. And bringing back the belief that we are the masters of our own mind. We are able to change this sickened world.